We keeps it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and sip some tea. Join the KoEd family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first. What's going on, KoEd King folks? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another video of Kourtney and Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka Dub. This is my lovely wife right here.
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
This right here is Kourtney and Eddie. This channel is all about relationship reviews, entertainment. It's all about famous rants and jokes. And tonight, we're going to do a review on Married to Medicine, the reunion, part 1. Part 1 of 3. I don't know why they do 3 parts, but
they could have just did at least 2 if you want to talk to the men on the second. But if you're brand new to this channel and you hadn't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so we can just go and talk about it, because it wasn't a whole lot, just a whole bunch of regurgitated stuff that whatever.
That shit was kind of boring.
Yeah. So now let's get into the best dress. I know it's been a buzz on social media, but the ones I think, and I know you can't tell the way Jackie dress is, the way she's sitting down, but if she's standing up, I thought probably hers was the best. I didn't like Quad's. I felt like Heavenly dress was a little promised, but that choker was choking the neck. Like, who thought of that? Like, she's sitting there like she got a neck brace on. A Sweet Tea dress was okay. I know the folks dragging her, saying that she like the youngest one there and dressing like the oldest one. Toya dress was doing too much for me. It was cute, but not like that. Contessa, I would say Contessa was, the best too. But who else? That's it. I didn't too much care for none of them. And I think they showed Mimi dress, and I definitely didn't like that. So yeah. But anyway, and Simone dress was hideous as usual. Like Simone, I don't know who be dressing her child. I don't know if it's a cousin that's 5 generations back or what, but I don't know. But anyway, so getting into it, they talk about Phaedra missing. Phaedra said, y'all is a bunch of mean girls. Y'all is some bitter black women. Y'all fat and y'all funny looking. And you know the fat part was Heavenly.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Heavenly had a bunch of surgery like Toya said.
Yeah, that's probably the funnest part of the show, to be honest with you, this tonight, because I think she called people fat. I said, man, I thought I was the only one who would do something like that, call somebody fat. Call them fat and funny looking. I said, dang, Phaedra. Hey.
And she called them trash.
Mean girls.
Yep. She said they mean girls. Again, I say that, housewives be having mean girls, but
they ain't fat and funny.
Now, Toya did say that we have to admit, like, y'all do come off as mean girls. Did she not say that? Yeah, that one did. Of the next to the last episodes or something like that? So I don't know why they so shocked now. They owned it and was like, y'all can do some effed up shit. Shut. That
my goodness.
Yeah, I had got into role in character. So yeah, y'all
they're gonna put you on the show next.
I think I was trying to say ish, but the real stuff came out. So y'all can do some effed up.
Shame.
Ain't no shame. So basically, yeah, I do think that, like, yeah, they are mean girls. Like, they are mean girls. Look how they treat Sweet Tea now. I was not a fan of Sweet Tea last season. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what this girl that did to just about all. Now, Jackie is quiet now. Jackie don't say nothing. But I'm trying to see what this girl done did that they don't like her. It's like they really gunning to get her off the show.
Why you say
it's
that?
Because she didn't side with them when it came to Dr. G. Like, that's her husband, so she sided with her husband. So I just don't know. Maybe I missed some behind the scenes, because her and Toya just can't, like, Toya cannot stand this girl. So, yeah. But anyway, they don't like the fact that Phaedra called them trash. It seems as though that when Jackie was asked, was Phaedra, when she be missed, she said, well, I think we got enough wisdom and but bye. Stop. Hush. Quad said, so in other words, honey, she will not be missed, So Toya said she talked to her, and tried to convince her to come on, but Phaedra's like, no. Forget y'all, honey. I got my check over here at Roy, and I'm gonna go up and do my work because y'all. And I admit, Phaedra is on a different caliber. You know what I'm saying? Housewives is different than Married to Medicine.
No, yeah.
You can't compare the views because they in two different categories.
You got like the varsity team and the JV team.
Yeah, that's basically what it is because Married to Medicine has never been equated to Roar. They are two different things. In fact, I didn't know what a Married to Medicine was, and people have been, housewives, because housewives, they're looking at top tier, you know what I'm saying? The way these posts, they have money and all this stuff or whatever. And
can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Housewives has a franchise. You got Atlanta, New York, Salt Lake. I don't watch them, but it's a franchise. And
you don't know the name. Salt Lake.
And do you recall what they was trying to do, Married to Medicine? They was trying to get a franchise started
and it
in
flopped.
LA. Yeah, and it didn't work out
and
for
we
them.
watched it.
Yeah,
too.
it was like one season or one episode.
Yeah, they had one season.
Yeah, it didn't catch on
It
like
was
that.
LA, I think.
LA, yeah. Married to Medicine, LA. And it just didn't catch on.
True.
And the reason why, because they just hadn't built that foundation like the Housewives. The Housewives been around a long, long time.
And Atlanta started it.
You're right. And it just...
I ain't going to say started, but it was top tier.
Yeah, and it branched off basically from that. And they tried to do the same thing with Married to Medicine. It just didn't catch on.
Yep.
It's a good idea, but I don't think... That's why I said those are two different levels to this, man. You got the varsity with Housewives, and you got the JV with Married to Medicine.
That's true.
And I'm not knocking Married to Medicine. They have their fans, they have their viewership, but it's not on the same level.
Married to Medicine is just these girls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Housewives, like you said, is a whole different franchise. Beverly Hills, Orange County, all of them, they different. Mm-hmm. And so Married to Medicine is like, child, y'all is this all y'all.
And they, like I said, they tried with when they try to branch out to LA, and I'm assuming if LA if it did succeeded, and that's okay, they called on LA, then they probably went to a different city like Married to Medicine, Philadelphia or Texas or something like that. But it just didn't catch on.
So anyway, let's see. So Heavenly said that, she feel that Phaedra pretty much what she had a plan to, I guess, make Apollo jealous or something like that, get back at him, but it played in her face. And that's why she feel like Phaedra mad. So she got mad at all of them and stuff. So she said she invited Shaq to the thing, I guess, knowing that Apollo's gonna be there and stuff, and it backfired. And Apollo and Shireen, got divorced after that.
Ain't no outstanding you, Phaedra. Ain't nobody. Apollo don't care about you. He got me. 10 months later, divorce.
Yeah, yes, I like the 5-4 divorce.
Yeah, you be cheating too much. I went to bat for you, and you cheated on me. So can you go ahead and sign that for me, bro? And so that's what I'm saying. She jumping down Phaedra's mouth and stuff, trying to take up for Apollo. Apollo did her the same way he did Phaedra. Now look at you now.
In fact, they said this which color was the side chick. So now, bam.
See, you got Apollo for because she was the side chick. Now, allegedly she was the side chick, and she got Apollo. And guess what? How you get them is how you lose them.
Bingo.
That's anybody, man, woman, regardless. It
is. So KoEd said. So what you saying is they swapped out, like really and truly. Like Phaedra divorced him and Shireen divorced him. So really and truly, it was just a swapping of the wife, but it still was the same person. I said, whoop. We all look at Sweet Tea because that's where the shade was going. In other words, she said that Dr. G just swapped wives, but he's still the same person. Right. Yep.
Yeah,
so anyway,
that could be true with Dr. G. He apparently he's still showing some of the traits of being angry. So he hasn't changed, and like I said, he needs some therapy.
They showed clips. Well, Simone was playing Phaedra. I didn't think that was funny, but anyway.
Yeah, let me see. Want Simone, want.
Yeah.
It didn't land right. Even Andy said it didn't land right.
It really shows them as to me being jealous. I don't know who idea was come up with that and stuff like that, but it just seemed like they jealous. Ooh, I done been on NBC. Okay, like it just.
Andy is real messy.
Oh
too.
yes, you didn't know
real
that.
messy.
So now let's talk about the Quad. So let's talk about the clips where they was talking about she pulling up in the Rolls, and we're gonna talk about that with her man Kirk King. We're gonna call him by his real name, Chad. His whole name, not just his last name. And
I knew some kings.
So that got married. Her name would be Quad King. So anyway,
what does that mean?
I'm just trying to see how it sounds.
So
Quad and Simone, they talk about their dynamic and stuff like that. And Quad was just saying that her, Simone was working through some things. So it seemed like that Quad felt ganged up on that Napa, like all of them want him out. Toya said, no, we ain't know nothing about it. It was Simone that decided to say, you got to get up out of here. So Simone said she don't feel like she owed her no apology at Napa. And she said, in fact, you had a whole man for a whole year and you ain't tell nobody. Paul was like, well, I ain't feel like I was y'all friends, so why would I tell y'all anything?
Nah, I kind of agree with Quad on that. If I'm not talking to you, I don't have to tell you jack. You know what I'm saying? We ain't good if we're not on good terms. So I kind of side with Quad on that one right there.
Simone said, you've been giving us your 80 kiss, Quad. I must agree. You have been giving... going back to what Quad said, y'all is not my real friends. My real friends was over there at Sister Circle until that show got canceled. Now I need a check and then do something, come back and blah 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 blah. Because she was gone for a minute.
So what you telling me?
A season or something like that.
So what you telling me is Sister Circle was still going on, Quad still be over there.
She'll still be over there, but she'll probably be trying to film too. But she wouldn't be fooling with them like that because I don't really think that they like her, and the only person that is liking her is Heavenly. Like that is her whole butthole. Like it's a part of her body. Like that, just like another whole talking. Like shut up, Heavenly. What is it that you got with Quad that you got to be her whole mouthpiece? Like her whole entire. It's just aggravating.
It's like she don't know if she gonna be Jackie Bulldog or Quad's Bulldog. Like she flip flop between the two.
Yeah, and this season she is Quad's. So when it come to Jackie, she'll speak up for Jackie, but she is Quad's. You need to get some water.
Oh, go ahead.
So let's see. Sweet Tea. I think Sweet Tea chimed in and said something about, I think somebody, and be reading them cards that I really truly don't think come from nobody. It just be somebody putting up mess and stuff. Sweet Tea they talking about Sweet Tea getting on YouTube and saying that Quad was jealous of her and stuff like that. And Sweet Tea said because Quad goes on other shows shading her. So she was like, I don't understand what the infatuation is with me, so I don't talk about her unless she go on other shows talking about me. And so that's what the thing was. And her and Quad had words and stuff like that. And then I think Quad was saying something about her man getting her a Rolls-Royce, and Sweet Tea said allegedly. I said not the allegedly, child, because she said, is that really yours? The streets were saying too that man just leasing that car, honey, just a lease, child. It ain't yours, not permanently.
Hey man, I went to the website and I see a lot of cars for lease. You can release for I think you can lease a Rolls-Royce, like what, $500 an hour or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a Lamborghini for like $3,500 a day. So hey, who knows?
So we found out some information. I was on Michelle ATL and you can go to her YouTube channel, and she was talking about it. Went over the court documents about what is this? I guess judgments against Kirk King. I would say Kirk Paul. This the gospel singer, Kirk King. That he really and truly that the judgments against him that he's being sued because of a missing Rolls-Royce, and the people saying Quad,
Well,
is that them folks Rolls-Royce? The people
I
want to
don't
know.
think I don't think it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you would steal a car and bring it on the show. I don't think that's the case. But the problem is what's going on with the court case is that Kirk King got a car from somebody else, and that person he got the car from leased the car from a dealership. So got the dealership leasing the car to somebody, and Kirk went to that person and leased the car from that somebody. Then he leased the car out to a female. So Kurt leased the car to the female. So the female took the car from Kurt, and she so-called got drunk and left the car door open with the keys inside the car, and somebody stole the car. That's what she put out. But she didn't make the police report till like 10 days after the incident, which to me sounds sus. So now the car is missing. So now the dealership said, hey, you leased this car from me. Where my car at? And the man said, hold up. I gave the car to Kurt. So so the man turned around, looked at Kurt and said, hey, Kurt, I leased you that car. Where's the car? Kurt said, I don't know what the car at. At least somebody has stolen. So now the dealership is suing the man. The man is suing Kurt, and that's how it's going.
Yeah, so and also if you watch the rest of the video, I think that she went over all the court documents and stuff, and I think it's some more stuff that was said in there that this ain't the first time Kurt. This ain't like no isolated incident. I think that Kurt has kind of been known to do stuff like this, shady stuff or
And I
whatever.
knew it. I didn't want to believe it. But if y'all know Ernesto Williams from Shirley Strawberry on the Steve Harvey morning show, her husband, ex, yes, right, that's correct. When I saw Kirk King, that's why we call him Kirk King. When we saw him, when I saw, it seemed like he got a little Ernesto vibe going on. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to say it out loud because I'm not gonna try to misjudge somebody. And now this stuff's starting to come out. I said, you know what? I was right. I was right. I hope I'm wrong. I hope all this is just a big misunderstanding with Kirk King and the dealership and the man. All three of them. I just hope it's a big misunderstanding. But if it's not, and it's true, and this car is missing, and Kirk has to pay up judgment because, hey, you still lease this car to somebody else, now it's missing, it's stolen, whatever it is. Hey, here's what it is, man.
That's why you can't be so thirsty to bring your man on TV, child. Should have kept him off another year, honey.
That's a sticky situation.
Stuff like this blow over.
You ain't lying, man. Cause at least, and first of all, can you sublease or sublease?
No, you're not supposed to.
Because the man leased the car from the dealership, then turn around.
He wasn't supposed to.
Kurt leased the car from the man. Then after that, Kurt leased the car to the woman.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
the dealership, the man got it from the dealership. Mm-hmm. It was a lease.
Right.
Then the man said, I'm going to
lease it
out to somebody. So Kurt, you be the person. Find me somebody to lease this car to.
Okay.
So that's all Kurt. He just a middle person to say, okay,
I'll find this person. I got somebody to lease your car.
Yeah. He just a middle person.
So basically, what Kurt does, he gets somebody in the street to find somebody, put the two people together. Yeah.
So, he's just the middle person. So them cars that's on his website, it could be owners of somebody else's.
He's like Turo then.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
So Kurt is a Turo guy.
So he pretty much do that and everything, and then he get the money for it. So so we don't.
That's easy money though if you can do that. Yeah. You don't have to have your own cars or nothing. Just find people with cars and put them together.
Until a situation like this happens.
Now you liable.
So do the fact is Kurt, is he like, do he know that who took the car? Because these cars can now, once it's somebody steal it, baby, you can't find that because they don't win it but chop shop, they don't win to change the VIN numbers and all that stuff, whatever. So somebody else driving around in that, honey, and you will never find that vehicle.
Yeah, they're gonna scrub them VINs and give you new VINs. You never know, man. It's sad. We saw that video of that man in Atlanta. Him and his wife went to the hotel, and the valet driver stole the car. And the valet driver actually works for a third party. Mm-hmm. And the hotel contracted the valet out to that company. And I don't know if the hotel did a background check or whatnot, but That valet driver got in that Bentley, and the man basically gave the keys to the thief, and the thief drove off with the car. And the car never no they saw the car on a music video. The man was sitting back like drinking his beer. Man, lost my car got stolen. I don't turn on the YouTube see what's going on. Man, what rap whack video this is? And he saw the car. That's my car. Cause he had that certain type of interior in the car. It was custom made. Man, saw his own car in a rap video. That's crazy, man.
So yeah, so we don't know, but why she was so anxious to get back on here, and I guess to have a storyline and to push this man in other folks' face, because we see what went down. And in the beginning, Quad was like, my man, he ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. And I'm saying, but your man went after a whole nother grown man. I don't understand the delusion of Quad sometimes, I just don't understand. I don't understand the smoke too that everybody have for Sweet Tea. Like I said, she won my fan favorite, but I just don't understand. So anyway, but to me, Sweet Tea ate her up in all of this because she was coming for her. So because Quad want to come for her. Now, okay, y'all the OGs, y'all been out, all that stuff, whatever. But I'm just telling you, this little young blood coming in, honey, and she got she clapping back. Now, she may not clap back with Toya, but she is clapping back with them because it be an epic feel with Toya. But it is some with Quad. So Sweet Tea said, you fake. You just give me fake vibes and stuff like that. And she said, plus, you're not even married to Medicine, honey. I'm the one that's married to Medicine. I said, okay, then, Sweet Tea, come with it. Come with it. Come with it.
I see Quad fans in the comments now. She was married to Medicine. She was selling medication at the hospital.
And then I forgot what Quad called. I think Quad said, girl, you just country. She said, you the one from Tennessee? You the country one. You from Memphis. He go heavily. What you say? What you, girl? No. I said, get out of her butt. Can this woman breathe? Nah. You are a freaking animal to Quad. Like, get out of her butt.
Now, Memphis, Tennessee is really not that country. Memphis, Tennessee is really not that country.
It's hood.
It's hood, yeah, it's hood. It's not country.
But it's Tennessee, it's the South. It's still country.
Texas, it's the South too.
Who from Texas?
I thought Sweet Tea was from Texas.
Oh, well, what I'm saying is Quad tried to call her country. She said, but girl, look, you from Tennessee, so you country too. So look, like, what is it? Anyway, and then so they were talking about, girl, the people want to know what you did to get that Rolls-Royce and stuff.
People don't want to know that. Only person want to know that is Heavenly. I don't want to know.
No, really, Kirk, we want to know where the Rolls-Royce come from. That's the real truth. But anyway, so she was like, well, I have sex 15 times a day and stuff. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, but she in the process of having I if I'm pronouncing it correctly, IBS. I think that's what it's called.
IBS.
That's irritable.
Yeah, I got IBS.
I mean IBC.
Oh, I said she got IBS. Dang, that's why she's so grumpy all the time.
I mean, to where she is going to have her baby, the unconventional way.
Oh, okay. I said, baby, 3 years old. The only way we had you because we went with IBS. It's an IBS diarrhea or IBS constipation, mama? IBS constipation.
I sure wrote IBS. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, y'all, it is what it is. So that's the way, so she's thinking about having a baby IBS. With this man and stuff. So
dang, Kurt, you and her gonna have the IBS together.
So they showed clips of Toya and everything, and to ask the question to Toya, like, who had the most surgeries? Because since, Toya has been honest and stuff, and she said Heavenly. I said, we all see that. Now, Heavenly got that body snatched, though. I mean, it looked good on her. I can't deny that, but hey, she rocking it. She rocking it. So yeah, Heavenly got the most surgery. I think she said, she said something, but she can't deny that, girl, you have. Who need to fire their stylist? She said Sweet Tea. And then Heavenly said, Simone, he ain't talking to you. Well, that is true. You do too, me. You do. Yeah. You look like one big bow on an Easter shoe. That's basically what you look.
Yeah, that's dressed like a big bowl vanilla ice cream. I said, what she got on, man? Like, it got a little swoop right there. Like, to my whipped cream poured it out. You know how you pour the whipped
Oh
cream
yeah,
out?
yeah.
Yeah. I said, oh, man.
Even you said it was ugly. I mean, it was
It's
hideous.
just, I guess you're trying to go some kind of artistic way of dressing, I guess, and he's just not coming off like that.
And y'all can tell we did not watch the Bridgertons. Like, I heard about it on Netflix. I heard it was good, but I think I was going to try to watch. I seen it was too many episodes because I was too far behind, and I decided to decline.
And
So
somebody said
yes,
we ain't got no class because we ain't watched it. Hey
that's what they
man,
said.
yeah, somebody said something like that. I said, man, I don't look boring to me, man.
No.
Ain't no action.
I think it was good, but do you know how long it take to watch that? It was like the catch current. So we have other stuff to do. Sorry that you
They
don't.
probably got no special effects or no CGI in there. Nobody flying. No super. No, if it ain't a superhero movie, action pack, or something with no cars in it, I ain't watching.
So Toya and Eugene, they was talking about their relationship and stuff like that. And people, she was like, listen, y'all just don't understand. Yeah, I made a comment about King, his chest or something like that or whatever. She said, but, I don't mind. Eugene, you see beautiful women. Now he just been up to me about it. Don't comment around me. But she was like, that's just our banner. Like, people don't understand, I crack on him, he crack on me. We make jokes with each other. That's even us.
That's different. You cracking on one another, but don't be getting no other man no compliment in my presence.
Now, if, like they said, if Eugene okay with it, he okay with it. That's their bears, that's their banner. So, it works.
It works for them, but it don't work for me, man. You see a woman go walk by, woo, look at that booty on her. You'll slap me in my freaking face.
So Toya also made a comment on the fact too is that Toya, somebody said something, oh yeah, about her purses and it's in her new house and stuff. And then they was like,
got a new house, right?
And then they said, oh, you got a new house. They didn't know. And so yeah, they showed the clips and stuff like that. She said, yes, and my name is on the mortgage.
How y'all supposed to be friends and y'all didn't know she had a new house? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said some of these friendships and
I'm saying, they got a whole brand new house and y'all supposed to be friends and y'all didn't know anything about it. It's
so yeah, she said her name on the mortgage and she looked at Sweet Tea. I was like, she is shading like Sweet Tea. Like she even said that she don't like the lineup. Like, now why Andy said that? Andy is good and messy. He said, dude, you okay with the lineup? Everything. She said, I'm okay with everything, but this couch right here, who's sitting next to me? And so she said she didn't like that. And so Sweet Tea chimed in and said, I don't understand what, I guess, the energy that she has. She said, I remember in the beginning, and we all know that it seemed like Toya was like her and Sweet Tea. They was friends, you know what I'm saying? She was like big sis and stuff like that. And she was just, and we even thought they looked alike. We thought they was cousins. And stuff. So, but the energy, everything shifted. And Toya said, yeah, you start acting funny with me when you found out I'm still friends with Quad. She said, yeah, you in the beginning wanted me to go after Quad because you was at war with her. She was like, girl, what? With me and Quad been warm for like 6 years and stuff like that. I ain't need you to go after her. She said, yeah. And so it was just all that back and forth and stuff. So like I said, I don't know what the issue is. I really truly don't know. Maybe y'all do. So Quad said that she said that she didn't like the fact that Sweet Tea put her out of her bachelorette party because Toya told her to. And she was like, I didn't know you. Like, and Toya like, oh, there she go, not taking accountability. There she go with those excuses and stuff like that. So it seemed like everybody was ganging up on Sweet Tea, and Simone just kind of jumped in and just said, hey, whatever she said, honey, give her a pep talk.
Simone basically said, I'm your big sister here. I'm trying to talk to you. And Toya said, hey, I was the big sister last season. Like to your point, they was close last season. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I don't know what's the falling out, why they fell out, but I don't know. It happened when Toya went to Sweet Tea and asked her to choose at the dinner thing.
Seemed like that's when it happened.
And Sweet Tea said, I can't choose. It's up to my husband. which I didn't like that answer either. That to me, that answer wasn't good. But you know, it is what it is.
I said it was. I mean, I understood her plight
Yeah, I
because
did, but it's
she
still
don't know them
right.
girls like that. You know what I'm
But you
saying?
know, you gotta make your own friends. You gotta make your own way. And I think ever since then, you know, it was. I guess Toy took it like a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since then, he's been kind of. She's been kind of against Sweet Tea, and it really showed tonight on the reunion. It's like, okay, you going real hard for this, after this chick, man.
Mm-hmm. It was. I don't know. It was a little weird. Contessa. They showed clips of Contessa, you know, and stuff like that, and the beef between what was said on the internet and what wasn't. So anyway, she said that after that situation, you know, it made her marriage stronger. They got counseling and stuff. I was
That's
like,
good. That's
but
good.
she ain't never say that in between the show, though. You know what I'm saying? Is she coming up with something now that she done seen the show? It's just weird. Like Contessa, her face, it looked like it was. I don't know. She just looked real pale, like that hair in that face. I think it's just one. The hair in the face just want a good blend for her because she looked like real.
It's a woman thing.
Ashy and like ghostish.
Ghostless.
Ghostish. Yeah. So anyway, so they talked about that, and they talked about Dr. Heavenly talking about her mama, and then Sweet Tea chimed in and said, "You told her that she was a B." She said, "I didn't say that. I probably said you was one, but I didn't say that about her." Jackie, did I say that? So, so anyway, but Toya was like, "Listen, let's just squash it, cause you talked about her mama, and then Contessa came back and said that, honey, that Damon that cheated and got some babies out there, some mixed babies at that. So now we call it even."
Damon out there with a white woman. I said, "What, Damon? You in Stowe Bunny hopping? Not Dr. Damon. No, he's the quiet, strong type." He said, "Man."
So
I gotta go to do some research.
So that Contessa said that, you know, I don't know if Andy read one of them cards or something like that, but Contessa said that the streets is saying, I think she had tweeted about him having some mixed babies, but the ATL streets is saying there's mixed babies out there. And Andy said, anybody else heard that? And there was radio silent. I was like, okay, nobody else heard that, which I seen it on the internet as well. And so, and then Simone said, well, it was a lady that came to my office that said that Damon asked for her number.
Yeah, that could have been a professional thing. He might need a number to put on some medical records or something.
But then Toya said, yeah, she did hear about, you know, mixed babies and stuff. Ooh, Heavenly looking like.
Yeah, Heavenly, it don't feel so good when they talk about your marriage. You know
that's probably why she don't want her marriage to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why she like to be in everybody else's mess and drama. Leave my marriage alone. Leave my man, daddy. So, you know, I would hope that Damon wouldn't cheat. You know, he seems to be a very respectable man, nice and all that stuff, whatever. But, you know, hey, you don't put nothing past nobody, honey.
Yeah, you say Heavenly call him daddy.
Yeah.
You're going to be walking through the mall one day, Heavenly, a little bit scared. Daddy, that's you.
So I don't know, but you know, that's how they went off the air like that. So that's it.
I don't believe that, but you know,
I don't know. But yeah, that's it for episode part 1, season
11
of the reunion. I don't even know what I was trying to say, but that's it. So we will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
Let's put God first.
Juices.
Hey!